inspiration for the garden? What do you...
I wanted to do something that really kind of challenged this whole concept of edibles, where edibles meet ornamentals, and this culinary thing, and the fusion between food and horticulture and growing.
Yeah.
So I've imagined a kind of an old wall garden of a country hotel, that the country hotel does fine dining, and this is a brand new concept. So all this, including all these walls, is a new concept to the hotel, that Chris Hudson can hire this space and for a private function, and the chef from the hotel will come down with his buggy, and the food's prepared elsewhere and cooked for you and your guests. So you engage with your culinary chef, and he basically picks all the garnishes and things from the garden. And then I thought, really, Chelsea's about pushing boundaries, and so this is the first time in the history of Chelsea that this garden is actually going to be used to cook each day. And actually, when I say cook, I mean actually go into the garden and take plants and make things in front of the public. So you imagine the public looking in and saying, "Oh my God, there's chefs in the bed."
So there's actually going to be a chef in here in the garden?
In here.
Right here?
So right here, and this is a whole thing.
Yeah.
And then you can't cook without having somebody to eat it. So we're having 8 Chelsea benches every single day.
Amazing.
For a whole lunch service. It's part of the theatrical offering to the public. So the public come, they'll meet the Chelsea pensioners, they get the pictures, and then the pensioners will be escorted on by me into the garden, into this beautiful dining area. And the chef will then do his magic. He's a sustainable chef called Sam Buckley.
Right.
He's got a reputation for zero waste and doing really interesting stuff and foraging, and they're going to have a treat, and this is going to be amazing. And then the pensioners can actually come up. It's got an internal set of stairs.
Yeah.
So I've designed it so it can work as a seasonal kitchen, whatever the weather's doing. We've got a fireplace down there. He's got a wood-fired oven here.
Yeah.
He's got a full working kitchen.
Amazing. That's really exciting. Can you tell me about the ecology of the whole design?
I mean, so what I wanted to do something quite traditional, but then I'm ambassador for landscape for the RHS. And this whole thing is about sustainability, and what does that mean? And I thought, well, it's more than a bit of sem-free concrete. It's the whole thing. So I thought, well, if I'm going to do it, I'm not going to greenwash it. I'm going to really, really do it. Yeah. So I started about how we build a garden. So we used to put plastics down. Right. We used to put our posts into plastic bags. So I thought, well, we can do something different. So put down hessians, using old grain sacks that we get for when we move trees. So they're in the ground.
Amazing.
Then I thought about the whole kind of waste of the York stone that I've put down. So the York stone that I've put down, you get lots of waste, fault lines. I've created all my raised beds out of the offcuts. And then I thought, well, what about actually going further and crushing all my own sub-bases and my finishes?
Yeah.
So like where a butcher would use the whole of a carcass of an animal, I've done the whole thing here. And then I looked at my walls. What's holding all this up would traditionally be, thermalite block or concrete block, and I've taken that out because I didn't want to use cement.
Yeah.
And once I've got on this kind of pilgrimage, I thought, well, I'm really going to push. So we've used mud, literally, clay and straw, dry, and they're put down together with clay joints.
Yeah.
Some of these walls are 4 meters high.
That's incredible.
And the engineers is excited as I am.
Yeah.
And if we had time to pull this down properly, those blocks could go back and go back into the process.
Yeah.
So and then the lines, all this is lime.
Right.
And I've used limes a lot. So this hydraulic lime, specially made, it's a strong as well. Unbelievable. So I'm not doing anything new. I mean, they've been building like this for hundreds and thousands of years.
But we've lost that in some way, haven't we?
We've become lazy.
Yeah.
We've become lazy. So what I'm just doing is trying to bring back some of that traditional feeling, and then I go further. So like even all the trays this wall to just breed this amazing vegetable. They're all baking trays, old army baking trays. A lot of eBay stuff. So all the joists under there are from a landform project that we pulled down 2 rotten old burial chapels. So they're all salvaged. The tiles are obviously all salvaged.
Yeah.
The bricks are reclaimed. And I've tried to do, it's carbon reduction, not zero carbon.
Yeah.
But then, as I said, I think this whole dining experience, I think about the public. I think about the public a lot, and then obviously the media filming. So all the details that I put in, the public will never see it.
Yeah.
But that's where the cameras come in. The cameras pick it up, and then people come to the show, and then the camera fills in the bits they can't see. And I just think it's, you know, I think these are theatrical offerings with plants.
Yeah.
You know,
I've never heard anyone describe it the way you have. Like, it's normally...
It's theatre. It's theatre.
Yeah.
It's absolute theatre. I start with what mood I'm creating, and I like to frustrate the front of the planting there. You lose the gun. I frustrate the public.
Yeah.
And excite them, and they walk around the space. And I'm really good. I mean, so things like this. I'm sorry to hijack the camera, but
feel free.
But you've got this here, so when we cook it, when it's served, it's like bang, you know. Wow. It's the kind of mealy ovens. It's the whole thing. It's the whole kind of theatre.
Yeah.
And
it's incredible when you blended modern.
And this here, this has been chosen, so this can be removed. The lid can be taken off. Wow. So you know, when it's cooking, all this works, and all these grills work, and the sink works. But I can take this off, so the public is just there, watching, smells the wood smoke, the smell of the cooking. It's that's for me, it's theatre. But also it's education. So a lot of gardeners who come here will grow. And then the thing is, like, people on the balcony, well, that's the big flashy garden. But there'll be things in here planted in buckets and old stuff off eBay. Yeah. So people say, actually, I could do that. Yeah. So there's bits that are relevant. And I'd like to think that it's not confrontational. You look at the space and think, I understand what it is. I get what he's trying to do. Yeah. But I appreciate that. Detail. I mean, you know, again, we talk about, you know, Hudson Lighting. It's Britishness, and I try to keep it as local. What is sustainability? Sustainability is many things to many people, but this detail, it just ties in with the same colours, and it's the attention to detail of everything. But yeah, I mean, you know, I think Britishness is in the heart of it, really. I love that. I really do, and I hope to see, you know, like many more gardens that are built around, you know, a bit more British, using some of our British suppliers, etc. Yes, that's really nice. This whole beautiful veranda. It's a British company, and it's got a Union Jack on the side of the van, built in Britain, and I know you have. Yeah. And you have, and I think you know. I think we should support British industry. Yeah. This is not assembled from China. This is manufactured 100%. Yeah. You know, 10, 12 miles down the road. Yeah, exactly that. You know, so you know, and I think I'd like to think that the feeling in this space is it feels York stone. It's still a local stone. It's Yorkshire, but it's 200 miles away. Quite low. Yeah, very much so compared to like Indian sandstone and things like that. So I think that feel, but I think the public will really like this space, because I think it's got the colours, the vegetables, the fusion and all that. Yeah. And what I'm really pleased about is the way that the levels were. Yeah. The public stood there, down to -32, down to -48, down to -960. Yeah. The bridge is -600. Right. And then when you stood at the front, you can't really see the rill. Right. And then as you walk around, it kind of reveals itself. A very three-dimensional space. Yeah. Very three-dimensional. Amazing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you.